the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
Enra the apex court of the land, the Supreme Court, ruling Ebeto Jwa with respect to the bench warrant, an arrest warrant issued by Justice Eric Chebafo in 2020 against Kevin Ekotela, NDC socialite. And komedi ekoso se Kevin Taylor aba man yi mu bra ni arrest warrant pending. In fact, Ghana for mu belonging to the National Democratic Congress ba bontin be di attempt say no correct. Enra de funu ni bie ma ye hunu say indeed that Kevin Taylor wo man yi mu. Now Supreme Court to try case in so it was a 4-1 majority decision. Say yan set aside the bench warrant for the arrest of Mr. Kevin Taylor, famous journalist. The National Democratic Congress and His Excellency John Mahama. Now, judge for a track case so Justice Amadou Tanko, Justice Enes Gau, Justice Surabere, Justice Zamefe, Justice Bright Mensa. Now, among these 5 notable judges who constituted the bench, Justice Enes Gau and a dissent to the fact to say, yes, set aside the bench warrant that was calling for the arrest of Mr. Kevin Ekotela. Nina say, somewhere in 2020, Kevin Taylor Etran allow silence media can some defa Justice Eric Chebafo one say na ensa na enfata ya na tarnish the image of the judicial. Justice Eric Chebafo ye said there be abranti what America bruchimemu e na woke kan nsem. Oka so me ya no awoma until let's issue a bench warrant enfanto on anytime abranti ba be piem Ghana. Bench warrant in konkwache no mfanamra na omemma evidence to attest to the fact to say and someone walk Kadiafa or no Justice Eric Chebafo any the judiciary hono this is the entire case. And it's a Supreme Court Cotrasia 4-1 majority decision on Bodukuye. And no a revered and astute lawyer Kwame Adolfo Chirimwa. And could dia enra a bad mark Kevin Taylor noa. Some section of Ghanaians hailing the judiciary. And yet Kevin Taylor and Kwana Sam could be Nabamano. Sam couldn't be so bad the ama. Yera Kenneth Ofori Attah. Ye Kenneth Ofori Attah, former finance minister. E kwan benso. Lawyer Kwame Adolfo in between this and Chirimu amaye. E bra na woni Kwame Nkrumah si di nkomo e wo OKFM anopa ejumedi so. Tie beko ni akwaje Chirimu.
4-1 split. Just say judges they disagreed among themselves. Yes. They disagreed among themselves because are unanimous. That's it.
Okay.
4-1 no. This will be a test. Ruling Nankasa is a test for law students. They will be reading it and they will tell us why the one judge did not agree with the others. And it means that as commentators, yes, so likely we are going to disagree.
Decision no majority of the apex court of the land, the Supreme Court judges, ejina so ne say necessary man kwan e ma kayetie na sem e wo ho ansa na bi a ya committee to contempt or ya man arrest warrant no ne ade ade be ni person o mai why na ya man arrest warrant agisi etie no ansa na man arrest warrant
eno ni asem no eno tina even themselves the judges disagree. You say no, it means say no court can order a warrant to arrest anybody anymore. Since answer was no. It means that bench warrant now, while my court issue for you to be brought to court is now being rendered nuggetry and I say useless. Because the position of the law, they say, bench warrants. Who if you read the act, the court act near dinner, and the act now, the court can issue bench warrants when you don't come to court. It means come to court, come and tell us why you are not guilty of X, Y, Z.
Summons will be a criminal summons will be a come and show cause.
Yes. So there's nothing wrong with say we issue warrants for you to be arrested. It doesn't mean you are guilty of any offense. See, you are convicted. See, this is the distinction. Then it makes sense why you did not hear him before you convicted him. The man has not been convicted. The court wants him to come and then show cause why he should not be convicted for contempt. It's a warrant issue day to day against everybody or anybody who fails to come to court. And they say police officer in a court not asking for bench warrant. It means that the court now cannot grant it.
Oh, sanity.
Was it?
But it will be a dangerous precedent.
It is dangerous. I don't think the judges now they could not agree. The judges themselves could not agree because some of you said, for you to come to court and you say you are not coming, the only remedy available to the court is to issue a warrant for you to be brought, which is what has to be done. Otherwise, you are not coming. It is issue warrant. It doesn't mean say you are guilty of any offense. The court has not said Kevin Taylor is guilty of any offense at all. What the court did, they say, was say a certain video has been brought to the court's attention of somebody insulting the court, and therefore produce him before this court to answer. That's the underlying word, to answer to the question of why he should not be committed for contempt. That is what we call police natural justice and alternative party. The court.
Law, Mr. Kuta, Criminal Other Offences Act procedure no 1960. Now, what kind section 71 now? Well, it was the issue of warrant of arrest. A warrant may be issued at any time before or after the time appointed in the summons for appearance of the accused, although a summons may have been issued.
Exactly.
Now, two no swap or say a warrant shall not be issued under subsection 1 unless a complaint or charge has been made on oath. Now, over 72 no was a summons disobeyed, where the accused does not appear at the time and place appointed in and by the summons, and the accused personal attendance has not been dispensed with under Article 70. The court may issue a warrant to arrest the accused and cause the accused to be brought to before court.
See, in a way, no, the court has now made Act 30 that provision already.
Act 30, yeah.
Useless. But you see, courts are not, they are subservient to Act of Parliament. The law is made by lawmakers, and courts interpret the law. That is the position of the law. In interpreting the law, no, it's almost say he needed to be given a hearing before a bench warrant is issued. Meaning that it's a police officer at court. Not say, a year, or here a year. And so back, many people who know. But when you're not hearing before you get bench warrant. Meanwhile, if you look at this warrant, that's an issue here, or Koko Kwasi and Ray, what's it? Bring him, he has to be produced before the court to answer. That's what we call natural justice. Audi or Terra Party rule now. After was it, come and answer. So, the judge got it wrong. He hasn't convicted Kevin Taylor. So this is going to be a very fierce debate among law students.
Because they say no, we'll be to be court to see a issue arrest warrant.
Because now the judge, the Supreme Court is giving him a hearing first.
Anna just so confused.
How do you give him a hearing? I don't think the judges know themselves, they could not agree. That's why I went for one. Because how do you give somebody who is on the run a hearing first?
Now, Attorney General no betumi akọ review. Meanwhile, say no akọ nso amba.
Attorney General was the interested party. You see, he was served with the processes. As an interested party, he ought to have gone and argued against it. Oh yeah, another one.
I said no. What to me? I'm calling. Say
no. It means that what by ambassador, you are free. You are above the law.
Na me ba cho me bo say ama case na substantive case no ankasa na na ese oba na ye betie na no asem no aye moot ana say again.
It's moot. Now he is no longer required to go to any court.
Oh wow.
To answer anything. Because the warrant has now been struck out. It means that now no, there's nothing for him to go and answer. Nobody is asking for him anymore. Because you see the practicality of this, and I say it's impossible for you to give somebody a hearing before you should issue a warrant for his arrest. How do you give him a hearing before you issue a warrant for his arrest?
I see.
What did they make?
Me patcho meet you.
And also, it's an act of parliament.
Yeah, an act of parliament. Yes, sure.
Yes. Hey, where the person fails to come to court, issue a warrant. And the police for any warrant or all police warrants will now be set aside. It means that now no can Ofori Attah the warranty has to be set aside.
Anybody bet me a use way. But yes, case be so adjudicated on its own merit.
Matter. When the Supreme Court speaks, they set the law. They have now set the law. Say, for you to even issue a warrant, you need to give the person a hearing. That's what it means. It's the OSP warrant no issue. It means that it's now a nullity because he hasn't given Ofori Attah a hearing. It is also a judgment. No.
Wow.
Master, we are in for a big storm.
Wow.
All warrants issued before yesterday are now going to be questioned because you did not give the person a hearing. Now, how is that practicable? The practicality of it is that it's not possible for you to give somebody a hearing before you issue a warrant for his arrest. It's your jubilating now when they don't know it's also. It's a police officer to be mama and because there's a whole fugitive there's no more hearing and a court are granted. That is what will happen.
Eti obi betimi arane to the Supreme Court. Ebra ye issue arrest warrant the amano say man hearing answer.
That's what it means. Or consult authority or Judicial. It will wait so at the Supreme Court, depending on the panel, we decide to set this ruling aside as wrong.
Okay.
Supreme Court can change its ruling anytime.
Right.
So what did the American say?
Me too, pa.
So the another bench will say no. We got it wrong with this ruling. We are setting aside. Otherwise, now it means that no police officer can go to court and apply for bench warrant. Because if it's granted, it means that it's a nullity because you did not give the person a hearing. That's what it means.
And now Act 30 no so a procedure a kwanya as of us.
No. My yes, my year cases are police officers arrested my client, put him in prison, police cells for 13 days. I sued the police and I quoted this act, and the judge agreed with me. Hey, the purpose of bench warrant is not to go and arrest the person and put the person in prison. No, you arrest him and bring him to the court immediately. It's all that warrant against Kevin Taylor was supposed to do is that he was supposed to arrest it, brought before a court, and the court will discharge it. See, it's the second back room has 2nd July to say Obama. Almost trouble airport. More than the court, not court to discharge it, bench warrant. There was no need for even Supreme Court to them to take this case to the Supreme Court.
Okay.
What did American say?
Mitiopa.
Because bench warrant, you know, it doesn't say put him in prison. No. It just says bring him before the court.
Oh, okay.
That's all it means.
Yes, yes, Cochin Cotum, Debbie.
Debbie. Arrest him and bring him, produce him. It's in nice and commercial airport. Maybe I'm here, that is here. Academy at Chino Airport, they had at the court. The court are granting the bail. Finish. There was no need to go to Supreme Court. They say what is the Supreme Court is changing the whole position of the law now. Meaning that now ordinary bench warrants issued to police officers is now a nullity.
Wow.
Yes, and so the Supreme Court better assist position. You know.
I see. Now, been more than your bomb wanted. Nebia, you don't pictures about days. And
the man catch say can operate a case. You know. Now it means it's a nullity. Because the warrant was issued to these people without hearing from Ofori Attah. Kevin Taylor's case has now changed the position of the law.
Okay. All right. Now, Lord, Mamma Samra, and also another landmark a year by any say, Dr. Kwabnadu 4 and 7 others, so no, Jai Womu, na issue near Sikabia, na a year of my dear, a could do Womu. Aha. Sikabia ekodi wo mo ho no na yeso wo mo ye nhyehyese so wo mutimpiam 60% na oman no ho kwan se gya wo mo plea bargaining act no say ne kafa saade ne de esi nu ayi
Nana, there is no law in Ghana that says who 60% to be down. There's no law. What the Attorney General was saying is a lot of crap.
Why?
There's one court to law. The law, no position of the law, say, even under the Court Act, you can enter into an agreement with the prosecution to provide compensation in lieu of going to prison. But you have to be convicted first. Aha. It means to say, so we are Abayasika, and after through certain circumstances, Abayasika becomes a financial losser. You can enter into an agreement and say, oh, I'll pay X. And if it's acceptable to the state, the state is okay, pay X, but you have to be convicted. It's not available to somebody who is not prepared to be convicted. I don't know.
Yeah.
He agreed to pay a certain amount, which was accepted. It's more like terms of settlement. But if you fail, it means that you have to. So Atu Essien was convicted first, and he was given an opportunity to pay. Failing to pay, then you go to prison.
Okay.
That is what ended Atu Essien in prison.
Oh, okay.
There's no law. And I was quite reading it. I was really quite curious to see which law he was going to cite. Once I did law,
one court authority,
one court to read. Would they pay you know kind
Mati.
And one say we're 60% and it's blah blah blah.
Let's say you can't put something on nothing. So in absence of any law like that, you know, you then not come by that 60% at the end.
Friend, nebusa. Yes. We was always maybe he is best. But you see, the truth of the matter is say NDC people who were charged, the lawyers that were involved, they happen to be the Attorney General or people working in the Attorney General's former office, the Deputy Attorney General or Deputy Attorney General's former office. Now they find themselves in government. They are going after their former clients, which is what we call conflict of interest. You are not allowed to go after your former clients. So they are in a difficult position. Say, how do I now represent the state against my clients? And until almost find a way to make all the cases flesh cases. You know, almost discontinuing cases. You know? Because you are not allowed to go after your former clients. And Dr. Dufo, all the other ones, they were represented by either the Attorney General himself or their office.
You can't go after your former client.
Correct. That is the position of the law. It's like me now, Kwame, we are a client. I cannot in the future go after you.
Oh, me no be in your case, and I similar no the behind.
I'm not allowed.
Oh wow.
That is why. Until they find themselves in a conflict of interest. So they need to find a way to overcome that conflict. And on my any end up cases, end up that's the truth.
I see. No.
You know, woman of my country. You've been a attorney general. And I will Kwame, who are my former client. Why I'm not allowed to touch your case? Because you've been in a position before. I was confiding in me. I know all your vulnerabilities.
Yes, Sadia now the evidence. Okay.
I know all your vulnerabilities. So Pamno don't go after your former client.
Wow.
I don't know. One more final one someone said they are in conflict. And on my head they drop those charges, finding flimsy excuses which hold no water. Yes, I call you and say. I said refer those cases are one more than in Sakano. Emma special prosecutor. Because that's what the law says. And this one is important. He's a special prosecutor. He is not on his own. And people are mistaking the special prosecutor independent. No, they are wrong. The act says he can only act when he is authorized by the Attorney General or Parliament. Authorized by the Attorney General or Parliament. Or what he has to be challenged.
Baba, there were other subsidiary legislation or what?
I don't understand.
Sir, there were other acts be a parliament a pass it. A ma and I'm fancy on one special prosecutor. Say I am rather batana Juma.
Yes.
Aha. I was a special prosecutor. Operations Regulations 2018 LI 2374. Yeah. If you want to be in them, I'm finding a Juma. Without recourse to the Attorney General.
And to say what? You have to go back to Attorney General for authorization.
Oh wow.
Because in the airline, no, simply about procedure, how to go about things. But you have to be authorized. No, Attorney General. Finding himself in conflict, the SFONSA, or refer those cases to the special prosecutor as an independent person to take over. That's what they are here. That's what the Attorney General ought to have done. It will be someone to overcome, and he's not prepared to give it to the office of Attorney General. They are on discontinued cases. Now, they who say, we cast out home. That's, this is where we follow. And a man who's a Ghana, you need that to be a.
Mati. Lo, Mamma was